America is no stranger to protest. From the civil rights era to the anti-war movement, citizens have long taken to the streets to demand change. But on April 19, 2025, something felt different. A wave of anger, frustration, and fear, building for years, finally crested. Hundreds of thousands poured into streets and squares across the nation, united by a single message: hands off. This was the hands off movement, a groundswell of resistance against the policies of the Trump administration. It was a day of protest unlike any other, marked by its sheer scale, its impassioned pleas, and its stark warning. America, the land of the free, was teetering on the brink. From bustling metropolises to quiet rural towns, the message was clear: this is what democracy looks like when it fights back. The sight was breathtaking, a sea of humanity stretching as far as the eye could see. Signs bobbed above the crowd, a kaleidoscope of slogans and colors, all united in their message of defiance. The air crackled with energy, a mix of anger and hope, fear and determination. This was not just a protest, it was a collective roar, a visceral expression of a nation pushed to its limit. The hands-off movement was not a spontaneous eruption. It was the culmination of years of simmering discontent, fueled by policies perceived as cruel, divisive, and deeply un-American. Trump's assault on immigrants, his slashing of social programs, his attacks on the free press. All of it had chipped away at the fabric of American society. And on that day, the people had had enough. At the heart of the hands-off movement lay a deep-seated anger at the policies enacted by the Trump administration. These policies, often perceived as discriminatory and harmful, targeted some of the most vulnerable members of society. They eroded the very foundations of American democracy, leaving many feeling betrayed and afraid. One of the most contentious issues was Trump's immigration policy. His administration's hard-line stance, characterized by mass deportations and family separations, had instilled fear in immigrant communities across the country. The Muslim ban, though repeatedly blocked by courts, remained a potent symbol of this administration's hostility towards immigrants and refugees. Beyond immigration, Trump's economic policies also fueled the flames of discontent. His tax cuts, widely seen as benefiting the wealthy at the expense of the poor and middle class, further exacerbated income inequality. Cuts to vital social programs, including education and healthcare, left many struggling to make ends meet. The American dream, once a beacon of hope for so many, seemed increasingly out of reach. But it wasn't just specific policies that drove people to the streets. It was a sense that the very soul of America was under attack. Trump's rhetoric, often laced with bigotry and misogyny, had coarsened public discourse and emboldened hate groups. His attacks on the free press, his attempts to undermine the judiciary, his relentless assaults on truth itself, all of it chipped away at the foundations of American democracy. The hands-off movement was a resounding rejection of this vision of America. It was a demand for a return to the values of compassion, equality, and justice that had long defined the nation. It was a cry for a government that served all its people, not just the wealthy and powerful. It was a fight for the soul of America. April 19, 2025 dawned like any other day, but beneath the surface, a current of anticipation crackled. In cities and towns across America, people were preparing for something extraordinary. From bustling metropolises to quiet rural communities, a shared sense of purpose united them. This was the day America would stand up and say, "Hands off." The protests erupted almost simultaneously, as if a collective alarm clock had jolted the nation awake. In Washington, D.C., a massive crowd thronged the National Mall, their chants of "hands off" echoing across the reflecting pool. New York City saw a sea of humanity flood Times Square, their voices rising in unison against the policies they deemed unjust. Los Angeles, a city known for its laid-back vibe, pulsed with a newfound intensity as protesters marched down Hollywood Boulevard. Chicago's Millennium Park, usually a haven for tourists and lunchtime picnickers, became a platform for impassioned speeches and calls to action. Even smaller cities and towns, often overlooked in the national conversation, found their voices. In Driggs, Idaho, a town of less than 2,000 people, residents gathered on the steps of the courthouse, their homemade signs a testament to their commitment. Colorado Springs, a city known for its conservative leanings, saw an unexpectedly large turnout, a sign of the growing unease with the Trump administration's policies. And in Arlington, Texas, a diverse crowd marched through the streets, their chants of "hands off," a powerful reminder that this movement transcended political and demographic boundaries. The sheer scale of the protests was staggering. From coast to coast, Americans were making their voices heard. It was a day of unprecedented unity and defiance, a powerful testament to the enduring spirit of democracy. The hands-off movement had captured the nation's attention, and the world was watching. The hands-off movement was more than just a collection of statistics and news reports. It was a tapestry woven from the stories, struggles, and hopes of ordinary Americans. Each voice, each sign, each chant added a unique thread to this powerful narrative of resistance. Sarah, a teacher from rural Pennsylvania, stood shoulder to shoulder with her colleagues, their faces etched with a mixture of anger and determination. "We're here for our students," she said, her voice hoarse from chanting. "These budget cuts are crippling our schools. We can't provide our kids with the education they deserve." Javier, a dreamer brought to the U.S. as a child, clutched a sign that read, "Home is here." Fear and defiance warred on his face. "I've lived in this country my whole life," he explained, his voice trembling with emotion. "This is my home. I'm not going anywhere." Maria, a grandmother from Arizona, held a photo of her granddaughter, her eyes filled with tears. "They separated us at the border," she said, her voice thick with anguish. "My granddaughter is only 5 years old. She doesn't understand why she can't be with her mother." These personal stories, shared by protesters across the country, gave a human face to the movement. They revealed the real-world consequences of the Trump administration's policies, the fear, the uncertainty, and the very real pain inflicted on individuals and families. But amidst the anger and despair, there was also a glimmer of hope. The hands-off movement had awakened a spirit of solidarity and resistance. It had shown that even in the face of adversity, Americans were willing to stand up for their values, for their communities, and for each other. One of the most striking aspects of the hands-off movement was its remarkable diversity. People from all walks of life, representing a broad spectrum of ages, races, religions, and political beliefs, came together under a shared banner of resistance. This was not just a protest, it was a powerful testament to the idea that even in deeply divided times, common ground can be found. The crowd was a kaleidoscope of humanity. Young and old marched side by side, their generations united by a common purpose. People of color, often on the receiving end of the Trump administration's most discriminatory policies, were at the forefront of the movement, their voices ringing out with particular urgency. Teachers rallied for better schools, their signs proclaiming education, not deportation. Doctors and nurses, clad in their scrubs, demanded affordable health care for all. Veterans, who had risked their lives for their country, now felt compelled to defend its very soul. The LGBTQ+ community, fearing a rollback of their hard-won rights, turned out in force, their rainbow flags a symbol of hope and defiance. Environmental activists, alarmed by the administration's disregard for climate change, added their voices to the chorus of dissent. Even members of the business community, concerned about the economic fallout of Trump's policies, joined the protests. This diversity was not merely incidental, it was at the very heart of the hands-off movement's strength. It demonstrated that opposition to the Trump administration's policies transcended traditional political and demographic boundaries. It was a powerful reminder that despite their differences, Americans were united by a shared set of values, equality, justice, and the pursuit of a more perfect union.